Dark lip, pearls, and a soft, decadent wave. It means only one thing, that we're going to speak about the maestro from perfumery and about the lord of the darkest corners of my soul, Serge Lutens. I promised you the most fall video about the most autumn smelling Serge Lutens fragrances, and here we are. I will speak about different perfumes from the brand that I think just embody fall. By the end of the video, I will share which fragrance was my way from hate to love, which one I didn't understand at first at all, and now I think it might be my favorite from the brand. I suggest that we start with the staple of Serge Lutens, Feminite du Bois. It's the fragrance that first was launched under Shiseido brand. When Serge Lutens was there working for Shiseido. We all know Feminite is a creation of Serge Lutens brand, but it has a more complicated history. It smells like slightly smoked plum in spices, mostly cinnamon. And I also smell, like a sandalwood dust on all of that. It all covered by sandalwood dust. It's beautiful. It's fruity, but somewhat dark and woody. I would love to have this fragrance in older formulation, the older I can get. The price is just insane though right now for Feminite. I wish I had it. So if you have a bottle and you don't know what to do with it because you don't use it, and it's an older formula, please let me know in the comments. Okay, next, let's talk about surprisingly positive fragrance within a surprisingly melancholic brand. This is Vetiver Oriental, Oriental Vetiver. It smells like vetiver on one hand, so this like kind of woodiness, green part of the vetiver, and on the other hand there's chocolate patchouli, and I also smell a little bit of iris powderiness. It's really beautiful, surprisingly positive. Maybe it's the only positive fragrance, positively colored fragrance from today's video. But I really like it because it stands out and it's something a little bit different. And now let's dramatically switch the mode and talk about the Profundis, which from Latin is a poetic expression of a deep, deep sorrow. It smells like chrysanthemum and violet flowers thrown on the grass under the heavy metallic sky. There is a strange greenness about that fragrance. The only other perfume I can compare it to is Amouage Myth's Woman, which I feel like Amouage is a more sad and kind of darker fragrance than this one because of this greenness in the Profundis. It makes it a little bit lighter in a way and brighter, but they still are both interesting fragrances with a chrysanthemum note, which is pretty rare in fragrances, so that's why I think it's a very interesting pick. Another fragrance that is usually considered to be very sad and melancholic and gray is L'Orpheline. It's like an orphan girl, probably in a translation. It's aldehydes and very soft clean incenses, almost transparent, together with a clean musk. It smells like a very white, clean t-shirt, ironed a lot. It's usually associated with something sad, because of the name. I think it's more just straight and neutral. I see this fragrance on men, professionally dressed. I think it's beautiful because it has some serious note about it, and I think that it's very professional scent, that you can wear in the office. It sits pretty close to your skin. It doesn't project much, but a fragrance like this shouldn't project. Another association that I have with it is the incense slowly burning in the middle of the pine forest at twilight. I think that's a good picture. You can imagine how it smells if you never tried it. Now I want to speak about two brothers from the brand that I just cannot separate. It's Ecrin de Fumee and La Couche du Diable. So Ecrin and La Couche, they kind of share a lot of similar blocks or maybe accords. Let's take them one by one. Ecrin de Fumee smells like bitter chocolate or cacao with resins and labdanum, slightly smoky wood. It has this sweetness, but it's a kind of sweetness in a dark chocolate or liquor, like whiskey. It's that kind of sweetness. It's not like a sugar, nothing like that. And La Couche du Diable, the devil's bed. I usually describe this scent as somebody's eyes watching you from the darkness. This one smells like a very thick layer of resins, cognac on the bottom of the glass, chocolate too. They do share something, maybe it's patchouli here, but there is this chocolate part. It's very dark. Both are maybe dark brown colors, but they have different accents, so they're different scents. But I can tell that they both are brothers. They're like from one family. And seems like I wear Ecrin a little bit more than La Couche du Diable. I don't know why. Also, this is newer, I think. They both are very, very nice and very much the heart of the brand, because they also share something, especially Ecrin, they share something with Vetiver Oriental. They also kind of cousins. So it's like a Marvel, family, because everything is interconnected. That's what I think is the genius of Serge Lutens as a brand, as a creator, yes, that this is the whole universe that he created, and you can walk and open different doors within this universe, and you can always find different associations or relative parts in it, because it's all one somehow. Let's talk a little bit about Les Eaux collection. In bottles like this is a mini version of the full-size bottles. This is Le Serge Lutens, and it smells like a foggy morning in November. Maybe in the forest, somewhere in the nature. It smells like light musks, aldehydes, and sage. Very herbal, fresh. I like to use something like this as a cologne, but if you want autumn mood for your cologne, not fresh and citrusy, this is different. It's very light, not long lasting, but very nice to start your day with. For example, you wake up and there are big clouds or rain, and if you want to connect to the nature in this mood and become one with it, this is perfect. Sometimes I do this kind of stuff. That's how I play in fall. Next one, also from the Waters collection, I think. This is Dans le Bleu qui Petille. And it smells like incenses with ambergris, and I would say that my association is melancholy of a burning heart. It reminds me of squid by zoologists, by the way. They do share similar parts. Incenses and ambergris, it's like also amber. It's kind of balancing between the warm and the cold. It's switching like this all the time. It has both sides. I think it's very interesting, very much in the character of the brand. I won't be even surprised if somebody inspired somebody, I don't remember which one was first, the squid or Dans le Bleu, but it's like an easier version of the squid without anything animalic and scary for people who are afraid to wear zoologists. If you like the idea of the squid, but you kind of feel like, no, I'm not ready for that, try this one. This is beautiful and much easier to wear. Now, another one from the Waters collection is Parole d'eau. This one is for people who like timeless and classy. It smells like pine needles and eucalyptus with citrus peel, maybe from the lemon. And also very easy to wear, very fresh, very everyday kind of scent. I like it a lot. I actually used to have a shower gel with this scent, and I loved it. I used it last fall, and showers were perfect, they just got me into the right fall mood, and I loved it. I think it's another way of feeling luxurious, trying and using niche fragrance brands when you're in a shower. Shower gels or lotions and creams and body butter. I love this kind of stuff. Le Participe Passe, also legendary fragrance that a lot of people love. And it smells like you eating, creme brulee with a burnt crust. and eating coffee during an intermission in an old historic theater. Because it smells like creme brulee with a little bit of smoke, you know, like it's a little bit burned. This burnt crust is there. I smell coffee. I don't think it's in the notes. I never heard anybody mention coffee, but I do smell coffee in it. But there's also this dusty part, you know, like old, heavy, dusty curtains. I see an old theater. I really like that picture, and when I wear that fragrance, I always think about it. I was also considering including La Fille Tour De Fer, the rose and iris fragrance here. I have a whole video about it though, so you can click and find it here. Please watch it if you're curious. And the last one, I promised you the fragrance that was a battle for me, that at first I didn't understand and thought it was too simple and boring. I could not justify its legendary status at first because I thought it was too generic. But then later I realized why it was generic. Because so many other brands try to recreate it or create their version of something similar, something just as decadent, as noir, as beautiful. And of course, I'm speaking about La Fille de Berlin, the girl from Berlin. Yes, I could not understand at first, but now I feel like I finally get it. La Fille de Berlin is a gothic noir beauty of a cold heart. It smells like a sip of dry wine after you broke his heart while you're still holding the roses that he gave you in your arms. This is a victory sip. Maybe you've been waiting for that sip for a long time. Maybe he broke your heart before. Or maybe you're just a cold bitch, I don't know. But you see how much I'm using this? That's a lot. That's a lot for a couple of years. I just think it's stunning. One of the most gothic, decadent roses that I know. I love La Fille de Berlin. I love the brand. I love a lot of Serge Lutens fragrances. I have a video, by the way, which a lot of people seem to love. You can find it here too. So what are your favorite decadent scents from Serge Lutens? Or maybe not so decadent, whatever you like from the brand. Tell me, I'm curious, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.